So I want to go even further back and ask, when you were a child, growing up rather, were you ever exposed to theater, or were you more watching films and movies?
Films, most of films, no
Yeah.
theater. Like every Latino kid, I saw Juan Bobo, plays of Juan Bobo and things like that. Like little kids shows. That's
Hmm.
it in theater in Puerto Rico. There's nothing more than that, honestly. I mean, I remember seeing one play and liking it, but like the rest, it wasn't for me. Like
Yeah.
theater is not something that is encouraged in Puerto Rico at all. There was no theater clubs. There's no such thing there. And then I went to college in there. I went to college there for 1 year before I moved here.
Hmm.
Um, and I did this weird experiment. I say weird because it wasn't weird. It was an experimental theater, but like it was awkward because I had never acted in my life. I went into this audition. I did this. They told me to do Romeo and Juliet, and if you told me to do Romeo and Juliet now, I would have just walked out. I don't know, you must not be serious. If this is the thing that you're playing people now. But I did this thing. I didn't even know Romeo and Juliet. I mean, I knew Romeo and Juliet as a reader because I was
Hmm.
obsessed with reading and stuff like that. But I didn't know Romeo and Juliet for acting. So I did this crazy, like, they were, I still remember, they were like, just play like Romeo, but what if you have a chance? And I was like, I don't get angry and threw a chair. I literally was, I threw a chair and said something to them. I know, in the middle of the stage. I didn't know the rules. I didn't know the rules. I did not know any rules of theater. I did not know about like safety concerns. I didn't know anything. I was very raw.
You're just
They
in the
gave me
moment.
like the hood. I had, oh yeah, I came from like, I come from a low income household. So like I came from the hood. Like I had no idea. I was like, yo, feel raw emotion. I saw that shit, I do it. But they were like, they love it. They said, yo, this kid is passionate. I was like, all right. So they started to like, I'm thinking like, oh, great, I have to learn lines. No, they wanted me to do some crazy as like ballet stuff. I have never done in my life, but I
Ooh.
did it. I committed myself to it, and somehow people just kept thinking, yo, that kid. I always remember that kid, and it was me because I was going all in. And then they gave me the lead on this weird, really concept, and I did it. It actually was a really cool concept, but nobody else was as committed, and some people were, but like it was weird. But it was cool. It was like a good experience. But that was like my first experience with theater, and I stopped going because like I didn't feel like anything toward it. So I was like, oh, I'm moving to New York next year. There's no reason for me to do this. And then I come here, and I was doing film and cultural studies in Stony Brook, and they have not really filming, just one class. I was like, oh, what? Well, I need to learn acting and stuff like that. So I took one acting class for theater with Valerie Lance Jeffro, and that was it. After that, I'm a person that cannot just do one thing. So like instantly, I was like, there was this group that was called Pocket Theater. It was supposed to be the theater group. I'm like, oh no, I want to run it. So I directed a show right after my first performance acting. I directed a show. The show went well, so I went and became the production manager of the company. I'm a good speaker, so my speech got me
Hmm.
that thing. I'm the only one that got two terms. For 2 years, we made it into a company and we were filming against. It was fun, but that's my introduction to theater. And from the beginning, it was messing all up because we were a group, and I remember when my board took over, when we took over, I just wanted to destroy the whole
Hmm.
idea that the main stage was it because they kept picking the same actors, the same older, like the seniors. I was like, no, man, let's do the plays they want to do. And like we started doing plays that they didn't even they would get so offended when we picked it. We did the Shape of Things, which now I wouldn't do, but
It was a
back
different
then I
time.
literally did not even know. I did exactly first college, second 2004. Like everybody was doing Neil Abuse
Yeah.
badly, but then Neil Abuse only had Shape of Things. Little did we know that all his plays was just gonna be that. But we did that play. We did plays like Baltimore Wolves and The Go to Who's Sylvia and like Sue Story. We did a lot of like crazy, like people were like grasping the pelts and shit. Like it was my fun, and that was my introduction to theater. My
Oh.
introduction to theater was that, and it was like I finally was able to take what I was saying before. I almost full circle the conversation. I was taking a negative and putting on a positive, whatever.
Hmm.
My rebellious spirit that had gotten me into so much trouble, and like had gotten me in so much many good things. I finally was able to take that energy, that anger, that chip in my shoulder, that kid that didn't feel like he belonged, and like just transform it into making myself belong,
Hmm.
and in a way that is like I want to. This is not okay. There's like people, the students have nothing, no decision. And me, also it did help that I wasn't a theater major. I was like, you cannot do anything to me. And this club is a so I just went all in into this, and that was my introduction to theater. So I have never been able to see a theater piece or something and say like, "Ooh, those are the rules," and just do it because I know for a fact that art is not subjective; it's bendable, and we can
Hmm.
bend it and create new stuff with it. So, and American theater loves to say no to things. I'm like, oh, yeah, no.
Yep.
Saying no in
We're
theater
very
is
like,
just like
this is,
imagination at this point. Yeah, lack of imagination. That's all it is. It's to keep David Mamet on top. That's it. Because if they let the actual imagination people like playwrights like that will never get out there.
Brave Space Alliance is the first Black-led, trans-led LGBTQ center located on the south side of Chicago. Learn more or get involved at bravespacealliance.org.